Kirk though. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm in. Welcome to Speak. Welcome to Speak. I'm in. 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 I'm in. Who You With Kirk though?
Yo, what's going on? Happy Sunday to everyone. I want to shout out to Sean Martin for that mix he put together for me. Man, this has been a crazy weekend. For some reason, it came up wrong. But the question tonight, do you think Trump should pick the next Supreme Court justice before the election? I posted a video about 15 minutes or so. Hopefully y'all had the opportunity to take a look at it. Want to welcome everyone to the show, first of all. On this particular video, Senator Tom Cotton out of Arkansas did an interview this morning with Chris Wallace. If you haven't seen the video, please take a look at it. They basically want to go ahead and nominate someone for the Supreme Court justice, and they should wait till after the election. We have 44 days before the election, and they're trying to get it in. There's a lot at stake at it if they go ahead and pick one before the election. Listening to this interview, shout out to Chris Wallace, because he'd never bite his tongue, regardless of who he's interviewing. And this morning, he asked about Roe versus Wade. And Senator Tom Cotton out of Arkansas didn't want to discuss that. Tell him, you know how I feel about it, so I'm not going to discuss it. So all the people that's listening in Arkansas, my family members too, he's on the ballot this year. So since he want to push this and want to try to get rid of the Roe versus Wade decision, let's get rid of him. Get him out of office. And that's probably the best way of doing things. Get him out of office. He don't care about us, so let's get him out. The interview is about 10 minutes long. Very interesting. And Chris Wallace did ask some hard questions. And we really have to pay attention to what's going on with Trump. He insists Trump is going to win this election, but we need to prove him wrong. Here in Texas, you have 15 days left that you can register to vote. Even if, welcome Radio Cast from Canada, welcome to the show. You have 15 days to register to vote here in Texas. So if you haven't registered, go ahead and get registered. If you're not sure if you can register because of your background, we'll go ahead and go to vote.org. If you have a felon, if you are a felon, go to vote.org and it'll tell you within seconds if you get your voting rights back. Now, Senator Tom Cotton, I reported last week, he's on the short list of Trump decision for the Supreme Court. And he just kind of, he said he recommend they take his name off of it because he's on the ballot in Arkansas. I say, hey, let's get him out of office, because when you start to talk about women's rights and he wants to get that out of it, saying that it was wrong for the Supreme Court to even vote on it, we need to get him out. We need to get him removed from office. That's why we need to vote come November the 3rd. Need to get him out, Trump out. As Trump said in the past, he was going to clean the swamp. Let's show him how to clean the swamp, because he haven't done anything. Haven't done anything for everybody. When you're in politics, you need to be for the people and not just for certain people. And that's what Trump and all of his followers have shown us. They're only for certain people. So definitely check out the video that I posted about this interview. Very interesting and very disturbing, because they don't care about nobody but themselves. And that's just, unfortunately, that's how they feel about us. Hold on real quick. Yeah. Okay. I accidentally hit the volume on that. But so Trump also is trying to still involved with TikTok, trying to get them to pay $5 billion, I believe it was, to be able to teach the true American history. Yeah, we see how they teach it now, because a lot of people don't understand exactly what's going on or what have happened in America for the last 400 years. And he's saying that $5 billion will be used for that. I wouldn't believe it. I don't believe it. So, and they probably not gonna teach the true American history, because if that's the case, they wouldn't have a problem with people saying Black Lives Matter. And because of that, they're not gonna teach the full story of it. They also, yeah, he said he want $5 billion from TikTok deal to teach people the real history of the U.S. So, yes, it have. Even in 2016, when the Senate passed away, it was 9 months, and President Obama had actually had nominated someone, and they said, even Tom Cotton in the interview, if you watch the video, he actually said it's too early to vote. We should wait until the next, after the election, before we nominate someone. That was in 2016. 9 months away, here it is. It's 44 days away from the election, and he basically want to go ahead and nominate someone. That's why it's important that we get out and vote. It's important that we do our homework on the Senate that is in our area and do a research on them for the simple fact. He said he's on the ballot this year in Arkansas. Arkansas should rise up and vote him out. Vote him out. Make sure he's out of there. He guaranteed Trump will win again. So it's a very interesting video. It was done this morning on Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace. Check it out. Google it. It'll come up. It's about 10 minutes of it for the full video, because it took me a while to find the full one. The one I kept finding was like 4 minutes and 32 seconds or something. But I finally found the full video, and it was actually pretty interesting. Welcome T-Cal to the show. Said she's here. Your intro keep getting. Hopefully she's saying it's getting better and not bad. So definitely do your homework on the candidates in your area, for we can make sure we know exactly who we voting for. And if I'm not mistaken, you can also be able to take them into the poll with you as your notes, for you know exactly who you voting for. Do your research on each one, and let's make a difference. Matter of fact, I'm trying to pull up the one here in Texas for we can see. Let me see if I can. I hope I don't have to fill all that out. See if I can do it without filling everything out. But definitely, T-Cal said it's getting better and better. Thank you, T-Cal. I appreciate it. But we need to clean the swamp. That's what Trump said. We need to clean it because they don't care about us. So what we need to do, we need to make sure we let our voice be heard loud and clear at the poll. With the next Supreme Justice nominee, we need to make sure it's somebody who not going to fall up under Trump rule, because this is a position that they will be in for a lifetime. Pretty much the only way they get out of that if they pass away. And we need someone who's going to be right for everybody. And what Trump is trying to do is trying to set it up for the simple fact he still have Obamacare, where they're going to, a lawsuit been filed. Eventually it's going to go to the Supreme Court again. And if it do, he have a better chance of getting it out of the courts altogether. So that's why this is very important. And when Tom Cotton mentioned about when Chris Wallace asked Tom Cotton about Roe versus Wade and the thought of it, he refused to answer the question. Said, "You know my opinion on it. I'm pro-life. I'm not going to answer that," and kept going. So basically, he's saying he don't care about a woman's rights, and we should take a stand on it. So Arkansas, y'all need to stand up. Make sure Tom Cotton do not vote for him. Get him out of office. He need to go. He's running for Senate in Arkansas. So we definitely need to get him removed, vote him out, and put somebody else up in there. I'm not in Arkansas, so I can't vote on that. Um, also, in North Carolina, Trump had a rally in North Carolina, um, and they was talking about make the selection, and Trump is encouraging this, but at the same time, we cannot get the cops arrested that killed Breonna Taylor. And as quiet as it kept, I've seen earlier where they actually have um, boarded up some centers up in Louisville, Kentucky, because once it's announced what's going to happen about the cop, it's going to cause problems. So they are already preparing for it, and they probably made a decision a long time ago. So that's something else we gotta have to pay attention to, because we get people in these positions that only cater to certain people. It doesn't make a difference what color they are. If they mind is only set up on trying to stay in that position, they'll sell their mama for $1 just to stay in that position. So we have to make sure we go to the polls. Don't just register. Don't just protest. Go to the polls and get these folks out. Now, it's been proven. Russia been trying to interfere with this election. So we definitely need to fill them out, get them out. I know on Sundays and Mondays I get a lot of Trump followers. I'm glad you're here, and definitely like the page, subscribe to it, and share it with a friend. Share it with a friend. Let them know we're on. Click the notification for every time we come on. You get a notification that we're live, and you can continue to chat with us, Mr. Domain. So, but once again, that's one of Trump's supporters. I'm sure he probably have a problem when I say Black Lives Matter, which is cool. It's your rights, but yeah, we need to fill the seat, but it's going to be after the election, and that's all to it. Yeah, we got them on YouTube and Periscope tonight. Welcome to the show. Like, share it with a friend. Let them know that we are live. Let them know we are live, and tell them come on and join in. Continue to support the show. Tell your friends about it. I have no problem with it. The difference is you can make your comments. I won't put them up, so you can definitely make your comment. I appreciate it. Continue to watch. You might learn a little something. Joseph, I'm glad you're here. If you could, just take a second to share it with a friend. Let them know that we are live, and let them know we're talking about Trump. Tell them about Tom Cotton. Let them know. I'm definitely okay with it. So so definitely do that. Well, because it's 44 days before the election, that's why we should wait. That's the main reason. Because in history, I think they said it had been 1880, not 1980, 1880, the last time an outgoing president was able to elect a Supreme Court justice before an election. So we should wait. Let history prove itself. We don't need to change it now. Hell, it's 44 days before the election. It was 9 months before when President Obama tried to do it, and the same Senate was saying, no, we need to wait until after the election. But now they changing their mind, so we should wait. They the ones that set the tone for it. They refused to do it in 2016. So why do it now? Why do it now? I will say I'll wait for your answer, but we don't have that much time because you probably won't come in anymore. You probably unlogged off, but definitely, I think we should wait 44 days. We should wait. What is 44 days? If Trump feel like he's gonna if he feel like he's gonna win the election, what's the problem? So I'm like, hey, yeah, I know, I understand. That's your opinion of him, but hey, at the same time, you're probably one of those to get upset when they hear Black Lives Matter because it do. T. Cal said we asked the same question when President Obama was in. Why wait? Exactly. We asked why wait, and they said no because it's 9 months before the end of his term. They told him, the same Senator Tom Cotton out of Arkansas said, we need to wait. It was on video. We need to wait. And if you watch the video I posted, you will see it on there. So we need to wait. Well, that's your opinion, but exactly. T. Cal said, but now you got this joker and you have no problem waiting. Yeah. He's saying he feel like he's gonna win. So why is it that he can't wait? Because Trump would not be a second term president. I guess you okay with I guess you okay with the way that he handled the pandemic. How he waited 3 months or longer. Hell, he waited 6 months before he actually he waited 6 months before he actually started wearing a mask and taking it serious. Just a couple of weeks ago, he asked a reporter to take a mask off. So, yeah, but still, you're saying that it's his obligation, but it's the president's obligation, but he's on his way out the door. If he feel like he's going to win, he wouldn't have no problem with waiting. Exactly. So I think they need to wait. Okay. See, I knew the truth was going to come out in a minute. Let me explain this again for the ones way back in the back. Way back in the back where Joseph is. Joseph, you have to understand, Antifa, some other organizations besides BLM, they get involved with these peaceful protests. They get involved. They do things because it's a Black Lives Matter march. They would do things that would make it look like they're not peaceful. And if you look at the reports that have came out, it been a lot of cases where police department came out that said they had nothing to do with BLM, that they was Antifa, other organizations that was destroying things, like in Atlanta, um, when Rashard Brooks was killed, the two young ladies that burnt up the Wendy's. Yeah, it was a Black Lives Matter, but kind of find out they wasn't a part of it. They came out there to destroy things, to discredit Black Lives Matter. Then, even in Minnesota, when all those buildings was burned, people breaking into stores and stuff, it was reported they was there, but the ones that got caught said they was paid to do things like that. See, that's why I said from the beginning, we have a Trump supporter on the line, and I'm okay with that. So, so when it come down to it, you got to realize that just because it's a Black Lives Matter peaceful protest, you have to realize everybody who is there is not part of Black Lives Matter. Now, so I guess you're saying that the killing of unarmed Black and brown, do you have a problem with that? Are you okay with that happening? And I'm just kind of curious. I haven't heard about David Dorn, so I'm not sure who that is, but I will pull it up and see. Okay, that was the police captain. Not sure about that. That happened in August 27th. Have they said who actually killed him? Yeah, but you misunderstanding the whole thing. A lot of Trump supporters, what they do, they come on here, they talk about BLM, but do you understand what caused the protest? See, that's the question you should be asking. What led to the protest? If it wasn't from people killing unarmed Black men, it wouldn't be no protest. In particular, some policemen. So if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be no protest. When you kneel on a guy's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds with your hands in your pocket, were you okay with that? So my thing, yeah, we need to bring bad cops to justice. Hold on. Those are two different organizations. So it's not BLM. There are people that is upset and angry and are doing this on BLM platform. Exactly. You asked about David Dorn. I haven't heard about that, but I just pulled it up. I would look at it and report on it tomorrow. Once again, you're saying supporting Trump has nothing to do with destroying livelihood. You said that after I said everything I said a while ago. And you're not getting in your mind that it's not necessary BLM that is doing it. So T. Cal said, yes, it's a shame that there are those taking advantage of the BLM platform and destroying cities. They are the ones that are wrong, not BLM. So you telling me when, and I'm just kind of curious, Joseph. So when you have, I reported on it Thursday. I think it was a Air Force guy that shot and killed two federal officers. Well, shot one and injured one. That was a part of the Boogaloo gang or something. Why you don't talk about them? But once again, they not black. Um, so, uh, well, we do agree on that. Bring bad cops to justice. Okay, like I said, I haven't heard about the story. Um, and from what I'm seeing, I don't see if a arrest been made yet. But also, since you're bringing up Officer Dorn, let's also talk about the Rand Muller. Have you heard about that one? That was in Indiana, I believe. He was killed during a protest, shot down in the street. He was 18 years old, and his killer got out on, I believe it was $250,000 bond for killing a man in the middle of the street at a peaceful protest. So you're talking about that? Exactly. I just heard about it earlier today, which I'll be talking about that on tomorrow. So, and I did hear about Officer Dorn, and I will be bringing that up tomorrow also. That give me time to do research on it, because when I found out, I hadn't had the opportunity to research it. I try to research it before I actually talk about it. Finally, T-Cal said, "Yep, bring bad cops to justice." No. We're not gonna tell lies, Joseph. Nope. Read the medical exam. Read it. It was from suffocation, where that officer kneeled on his neck. That's the lie that the media said, but that's not true. It just came out a couple of weeks ago. There was no drugs in his system. So, and he wasn't resisting. The problem is, they accused him of some things. You heard that? No, I haven't. I haven't heard that one either. So I will go back and research it. It's a lot of fools that do stuff. I believe I read a story the other day about it's too many people doing stuff to kids in the world. It doesn't make a difference about, oh, you talking about the young boy that was the neighbor out riding his bike. Yes, I did hear about that one. It doesn't make a difference what color the skin is. Wrong is wrong. I don't care who you are. If you do wrong, you need to be held accountable for it. So that's one thing I would say I'm all about. If you're doing wrong, you need to be held accountable, brought to justice, and held at justice. That's why we say the cops that killed Breonna Taylor need to be brought to justice, and still they haven't been. Radio said a lot of things going on at once in the U.S. People here in Canada are concerned where your country is heading. I'm concerned. The only ones that's not concerned are Trump supporters. They don't care. Well, not all of them, because some of them have said they will not vote for him this time. But the ones that feel like he just, the best thing since sliced bread um, is those are the ones that don't care. Those are the ones that go to government buildings armed with guns and demand that they city open back up instead of getting rid of this pandemic first before we rush to open things back up. So, Joseph, I really don't know what autopsy you read, but I guess it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, it came out. And they was back in court. The lawyer was trying to get him out of jail. And the judge said, no. No, it wasn't. You might be looking on that Trump.com or something to say that, but no, it wasn't. And let me see. I'm going to try to be psychic for a minute. I think you feel like Kyle Rittenhouse is a very good person, too. Even though he shot and killed 2 people in cold blood. And I'm sure you probably feel like he's a hero just like other Trump supporters. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'll wait. I'll wait for that answer because I truly understand. Trump sold y'all some things that you can't get out of. And some people don't want to get out of it. But hey, that's your choice. That's really your choice on how you vote and who you vote for. I'm just saying because the information that you're putting up is inaccurate. It's not real. Certain cases I do pay attention to quite a bit. And the report that came out, I want to say it been about, guess it was the end of last month that came out that they said there was no drugs and there was no drugs in the system. And from what you're saying, I don't know where you got your report from, but it was several news outlets that reported on that. So, well, I'm just going by with the response that you're giving, and also I've talked with people like this all the time that have one set mind that really want to feel like Trump is right on everything. So my whole thing is, I just ask people to have an open mind. Look at the full story and not just part of it. Yeah, that's how it works. It's going to go to trial. We'll see how it plays out. But then again, if you follow the show, I say all the time, that's why we need to vote, because need to vote. And when you are called to go to jury duty, we need to go. Because what'll happen, we'll get somebody in office that is only one-sided, and they would judge you just by the color of your skin. As soon as you walk in, you're guilty. They don't care. They don't care about the evidence. They only care about the color of your skin. And unfortunately, we have a lot of elected officials that are like that. And that's why we need to make a difference. Come November the 3rd, we need to vote. Every election come out, I vote. I vote. I don't care if it's one person on the ballot. I'm still getting out and voting. I'm gonna vote every time. I feel a hell of a lot comfortable than Trump doing it. We just can't last another 4 years. Unfortunately, we can't. There's no way we could last. Um, no way we can last another 4 years with Trump. I said before that. Uh, I said before Trump won the first election. If he won, we need to turn around and kiss our ass goodbye and look at everything we're in. We got fires on the West Coast. He's telling people to vote twice in North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas, but you know that's illegal. Then you turn around and we have a pandemic that he just admitted 2 weeks ago he did not take serious. So why do we need a leader like that don't take things serious? Anything that happened in this country, he need to take serious. Regardless of what's going on, he need to take it serious. He waited, 6 months before he decided to take it serious? That's too long. Not only that, he also fired the team that President Obama put in place to prevent things like this from happening. Look at all these other countries around us. You don't hear about them having outbreaks no more. You don't hear them talking about the surges and how bad it is there. Why? Because they controlled it. Now, radio, you in Canada, are y'all still having a large surge over there? I would like to know. So I cannot answer you about Attorney Benjamin Crump. With Benjamin Crump, he's a civil rights lawyer. When your civil right is violated and the family reach out to him, that's when he get involved. So radio said the 4 cops in Florida trial are blaming each other for his death. Not surprised at all. No, I'm not surprised. That's why I feel like they need to trial all 4 of them at one time. For the simple fact, it don't need to with who? It don't need to be one of those separate trials. Need to charge all 4 of them and trial them all. Because the one guy that was standing there that was yelling at the people, any one of those officers could have done something. Only thing they had to do was go up there and say, hey, man, this ain't right. Get off of them. And all of them refused to do it. They took an oath to protect and serve. They did not protect George Floyd. And because of that, the riot happened. The protest happened. So, like I said to Joseph earlier, you got to ask yourself, why do they protest? What caused the protest? And he still didn't answer it. He didn't want to talk about that part of it. But we got to look at the beginning of it to where we are today. What caused the protests? And unfortunately, some people don't want to talk about what's the reason why people protest. They only want to look at the protest, but they're not asking why. Okay. Radio said here in Canada, the pandemic is under control. There is an uptick in cases, but we are on top of it. The political side said what the doctors hear, so it's a consistent message. Okay. Well, unfortunately, our leaders don't want to listen to the doctors. Trump don't want to listen to the doctors. And at one point, and I don't even know if he's still doing it, but at one point, he was giving the update on the coronavirus. Why are we paying these doctors all this money and you not allowing them to do their job? Even here in Texas, our governor do everything Trump say. He do everything. Trump said it must be some butter on some bread because he's doing it. He don't care. He don't care at all. So we definitely, come election, we need to vote him out. Let him know we don't care either. We're going to vote you out. No, you didn't really talk about that. Sure, I did. Most of the protesters are before facts around case come out. Okay. So if you see a police officer standing on someone's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, what facts do you need to know? If you see a police officer shoot a guy running away and they shoot him in the back, what facts do you need to know? If you see a police officer pull over a guy that have his LTC license, that's license to carry, gave him all his information. Once he seen the LTC license, he asked if the gun was in the car and he said yes, and then he turned around and shoot him. What facts do you need to know? When you have a young lady sleep in her bed in the middle of the night, someone come kicking the door in, and this young lady is killed, what facts do you need to know? So when I tell you to look at everything, what caused the protest, look at all of that. Look at all of it. The only difference is about today, majority of these cases on video. And in some cases, the officer still got off. So let's look at the facts. The fact is, they murdered George Floyd. They murdered Breonna Taylor. How about, we could go further than that, Trayvon Martin. Yeah, that wasn't a cop, but still, it wasn't right. He followed this young man that had a bag of Skitter and a drink in his hand, and he killed them. But what's the fact? Let's look at the fact in that. Or what about the fact of I forgot his name, the kid that was playing with a toy gun. Officer rolled up and within seconds shot and killed the young boy. So what's the facts? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So, would do well telling people to quit reaching for. Come on, dude. See, that's why I said what I said earlier. You're only looking at what you assume, but you're not watching the videos of these incidents. A lot of time, it don't even have to be them doing anything. Matter of fact, I believe it was last month where a young lady down in, I want to say either Alabama or Mississippi, she's a police officer, was in uniform, and two police officers pulled her over and gave her a hard time. But once again, she was able to survive, but she did what's right. She filed the complaint. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. Just like last week, I talked about the story out of California. Well, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, California, two officers shot and killed the black man riding a bike. Said he had a bike violation and turned around and they end up shooting this guy. Then last week, another story came out where this woman was, this cop pulled this guy over, said he ran a stop sign. He reached the house he was going to, get out the car, and then she come on the loudspeaker telling him to stop. He stopped. His parents come out. His mother said, baby, give her your license, insurance, registration. Do that. That cop refused for over 15 minutes to give this young man a ticket because she feared for her life. How did you fear for your life? The mother kept telling her in the video, hey, just write the ticket. We'll take it to court. We'll handle it. But she stood there with her hand on a gun, hoping they did something wrong. It took 15 minutes for backup to get there. That's telling me she never called for backup. It don't take 15 minutes for backup to get there to help an officer. So that's saying she didn't call for backup. But at the same time, that's the type of mentality that you have and a lot of other people have. Just because the police said I did this, I did that, look at the whole story. Look at everything. And if you go back and look at my past videos, you'll find out about more stories of stuff like this. Let me try to catch up on all these comments. So, yeah, but they already patted him down. Yeah, he was wrong for taking off running, but that's not justification of shooting a man in the back. That don't give you the rights to shoot someone in the back. Okay, first of all, as for Breonna Taylor, it had nothing to do with her. But that's what the media reported first. But it had nothing to do with her. It was her ex-boyfriend. And if that cop would have did his homework and ran the name, he would have seen that ex-boyfriend was already in jail. That's the same reason why they offered him a plea deal to say that she was part of a drug ring. So it's not they killed the innocent person. Her and that boyfriend hadn't been together in a while. But they tried to lie and say she was involved. And it came out a couple of weeks ago where he said they want me to lie on her. And she had nothing to do with it. She should be alive today. They offered him a plea deal to get out of jail early if he lied and said she was involved with it. That tells you a lot right there. That's why they went ahead and settled the case for $12 million. It should have been more than that because you can never get her life back. I wouldn't either. Nowhere. Because, and another thing about the no-knock warrants, It was, I think it was in 2018 or the first part of 2019. 5 of those cops that killed Breonna Taylor, they did the same thing to another family. They had a no-knock warrant, and the person they was looking for had been out of that apartment for like 6 months. This family just moved in. And at the same time, out of this house. They had been out of that house for at least 6 months. And they did a no-knock warrant. Luckily, no one was killed. And that was in Kentucky. No one was killed. And there's a lawsuit out today for that same thing. 5 of those cops that was involved with Breonna Taylor incident, they was involved with that one too. So, and then on top of that, that cop lied to the judge to get the warrant signed. That should be a charge within itself. No, he didn't. He didn't. George Zimmerman, he seen a young black man, and because he was black, had a hoodie on, he automatically felt like he was wrong. So, you're right about that. Don't knock if you want to. Exactly. Exactly. So over people blaming the victim. Exactly. Watch my show as titled To My White Friends. Please stop blaming the victim. Watch it. You might learn something, because I have a lot of friends, all different background, and some of them, when they hear this, they start to kind of go off a little bit. And unfortunately, some of them I've been friends with for 32 years. And we've had to have this discussion. And my thing is, do not blame the victim, because the first thing the police officer do is pull up their background. Their background shouldn't matter at this point. If they wasn't committing a crime at that time, their background shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter at all. T. Cal said wrong is wrong. You're exactly right. I kind of hit on this while ago. Look at the guy. Look at Wendy guy fighting the cops, still tasing, flee with him. Was already a convicted felon. That doesn't give him a right to shoot him in the back. That don't give him a right at all. You say, talk about the story out of L.A. Which one? Because there been a lot of them in L.A. for the last couple of weeks. So what? Hell, first of all, when police officer goes into training, a barber or a beautician have to stay in training longer than a police officer. They spend more hours in training than a police officer. See, we have became the microwave society. People want things quick and in a hurry. So how can we fix it? That's what we need to do, is fix it. Because we need to pay attention to these folks' background. And once they show signs or something, get them out. Get them out. Look at the guy in Arizona last month. The officer went to the hotel because the manager called the police to report a man with a gun. Now, it's on video on his body cam where the manager is giving him a description, and he clearly said a white guy. He said a white guy. Now, the guy go out and he's looking. He come up to a black guy, somebody who worked there. He pulled this gun on him, made him get on the ground. And he like, what's going on? Made him get on the ground. Then he decided to let him go. He come up to another black guy. He pulled his gun on him too. And I'm like, really? Then it came out, I guess, like a month before, he was just cleared of the incident where he tased this black guy in his home, holding a baby, and this guy tased him just real quick. Whatever the situation was, he felt it was right to tase this guy. So cops like that do not need to be on the street. They don't. I'm trying to catch up with all the comments. Well, you know, like I just said, a lot of people want microwave results. Police officers are trained. They are trained to chase suspects. They knew he did not have a gun. They had already patted him down. They knew this. And if you watch the full video, not just the little clip where they showed him pointing the taser at him, but they knew he didn't have a gun. And they had already used the taser on him. So with him running away, instead of them chasing him, they decided to shoot first. And that's wrong. Radio said George Zimmerman was a wannabe cop. When you don't know what you're doing, this is what happened. Exactly. He's one of those types that had a handgun. That was the what was it? The homeowner association president or something. And he took it to his head like he had authority. And because of that, he ended up killing an innocent person. Only thing he had to do was let the young man walk home. He didn't have to harass him. If he followed Trayvon, he followed him, and instead of, it's a way you could do things. If he wanted to know where Trayvon was going, only thing he had to do was just follow him at a safe distance. He didn't have to say nothing to him. He could have just followed him, seen where he was going, and went from there. He didn't have to say anything else. But instead, because he felt like, because he had his gun and he's the homeowner association president, he could do what he want to do. But that's not right. He should have went to jail. See, there you go again. You're only looking at one side. You're looking at one side. But I'm going to make you famous. First of all, I don't blame every cop. If you follow the show, you will hear me say there's a lot of great cops. I have a lot of friends that are cops, have family members that are in law enforcement. So it's not every cop. It's only these scary ones, the trigger happy, racist cops. Those are the ones I'm referring to. So it's not all of them. It's only a handful. But the handful, that old saying, one bad apple, make them all look bad. You don't know how it's going to end. So the California story you talked about, and that's why I'm saying you have to get the full story. The officers did not die, so they wasn't executed. They were shot. You have to get the full story. Now, Whoever did it, yeah, they should be brought to justice. They need to go to jail because they was wrong. I don't know what the situation was, but I know a lot of people are tired of dealing with stuff like this. Now, you also got to realize at the time of that shooting, I think California had killed two unarmed people, and also um, injured another one. So at some point, enough is enough, and people are getting to the point where we're tired of going through this. They getting to the point where they saying an eye for an eye because we're tired of being peaceful. And some people is like, hey, they want to do this to us. We want to do it to them. So once again, like I've been saying throughout the show, you got to ask yourself what caused it. Who knows? Maybe one of those people they killed was one of their family members. One of the ones they shot could have been a family member. So that's what you got to look at. What caused the action? What happened before that action? You could say Monday morning quarterback for a Sunday. Well, you can say what you want to say. They may constantly train, but something is in resume. If dead, brown, flashback, black bodies keep happening. Exactly. Some of them don't care. Why? Because that's what they've been taught. That black people are thugs, black people steal, black people this, and that's not the case. That's why when I said at the beginning of the show, when Trump said he wants $5 billion from TikTok to teach the real history of the USA, what part of history is he going to teach? Is he going to teach about how this land was actually stolen? Is he going to talk about all the lives that were stolen from slavery, that was killed? Is he going to talk about all the massacres that happened in certain black community? We just talked about Sand massacre that happened. I think it happened in, I want to say 68. I'm not sure about the day, but we just talked about that on Thursday. What about the Black Wall Street? The massacre in North Carolina when the blacks was running the city and they were thriving pretty good. Then they decided to intimidate the blacks for they wouldn't vote, for they could put the white people in office. If they tried to vote, they threatened them with killing them or whatever. So let's talk about the real history of America, not just part of it. Talk about all of it. And that's where I think a change would come. Because if people talk about the real history of America, all this won't keep going on like this. Because at some point, somebody got to break that chain. That's why you see a lot of young white people out protesting. But see, if most of them knew the real history of America, they have that opportunity of breaking that chain of what they was taught. So it's definitely, I feel like we should push it. We need to teach the real history of America. Last month, Governor Greg Abbott, he requests for a teacher to be fired because of a homework assignment where this teacher compared The Klansmen killing black people back during slavery, to where the police officer are still killing blacks. And because that was a homework assignment, Greg Abbott told me, we don't need that in our schools. We need to fire that teacher. But then last week, a teacher at W.T. White gave students a list of book report to write on, and they consider these people as heroes. And two other people was the one that was alleged sex offender that was killed by Kyle Rittenhouse, and the other person was Kyle Rittenhouse, and wanted to know why they consider them as heroes. Well, first of all, if you think he was a hero, you're messed up in the head, because he's not a hero. That's a thug, as Joseph kept saying. Thugs. Kyle Rittenhouse was a thug. Who gonna call a 17-year-old to come out to protect their property? Nobody in their right mind gonna call a child to come out to protect their property. So he was a thug. If he wasn't there, it wouldn't have happened. Where did I stop? Full story, I saw the video just like Wendy's video. Yeah, but so you saying it's okay to shoot a man in the back that's running away? Are you saying that, Joseph? You saying it's okay because he run? Let's shoot him in the back and keep him going. Radio said Amber Geiger training didn't seem to sink in. She was on a high-risk arrest unit. She should have known better. Well, Amber Geiger, she was mainly concerned about texting that married man. That's who she was texting when that happened. Now, some stories came out with it that from her past text message saying that he's a weed head. She said she never met him before, but she knew he smoked weed. And that, I feel like she should have got more than 10 years. She should have. Because this man was sitting on his couch eating ice cream. You cannot tell walking down this hallway, you're not on the right floor. First of all, you parked on the wrong floor. Then when you made it to the door, had a different floor mat, and you decide to go in, and immediately you go in and you shot this guy. See, the training, she didn't care nothing about. For the simple fact, soon as she walked in and she just seen a shadow, she shot. She didn't announce herself. Now, see, that's the mentality that some of these officers have. Shoot first, ask question later, because far as I know, when it come down to the police coming toward a suspect, you announce yourself first. You don't go in shooting, and that's what she did. Went in to shot first, then realized she was in the wrong apartment. So you go in this man's apartment, shot him, never announced yourself. Never said, Dallas police officer, why are you here? She just went in and shot. So she should have got way more than 10 years. I agree with you, Radio. It didn't sink in, and I don't think it did. I don't think she really cares. She was more concerned about texting that married man. So, yeah, I'm going to pass over that one, Joseph. Well, the problem is, Joseph, with this statement, people got to realize not just value life, but people got to realize everybody's life do matter, and don't get upset when someone say Black Lives Matter. But a lot of people is intimidated when we say Black Lives Matter. Then you come back and turn around. You come back and say, well, Blue Lives Matter. Nobody said it didn't, but it's Black lives that are being hunted down in the street like an animal, and a lot of time nothing happened. So it's a lot of that goes on. T. Cal said, Joseph, you're correct on that one. And it's not Cal Rickham, it's Rittenhouse. That's who it is, Cal Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old boy that went to Wisconsin and murdered the two guys and injured one. That's who it is. He's a thug. We'll just call it like it is. He's a thug. And that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna research about the retired officer, and also the other name I mentioned to you. I'm gonna research it, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. So hopefully you come back tomorrow. What state are you calling from, or are you in the U.S.? Because I get a lot of people from all over, and that's fine. Like radio, he's in Canada. I had no problem with that. Excuse me. So Joseph, where are you located? Yes, she did. I talked about that last month. Emma Geiger had filed a new appeal to reduce her conviction to criminal neglect homicide. Yeah, which carries a sentence from 180 to a maximum of 2 years. I've talked about that last month. Not only her, but the officer that killed Jordan did the same thing about the same time. I forgot the young man here that was killed. The Bot Spring police officer killed the young black boy that was leaving a party, and he lied. Said they tried to run him over. And I'm trying to get his name. Hold on. Like I tell people all the time on the live show, sometimes things come up. We try to find it. Jordan Edwards was the young boy name. He was 15. He was 15 years old. Shot by Officer Roy Oliver in Bot Spring, Texas. He only got 15 years. 15 years for murder. First of all, I think it may have been the 60s or 70s when someone got 10 or 15 years for murder. And during this time, you murder somebody, hey, you need to do the full ride. But because of the victim and who the person was that killed them, it doesn't matter. So he filed an appeal last month, and it was denied. And not only that, he lied and said that they tried to run him over. Body cam didn't show that. Even his partner said it wasn't true. He shot into the car as they was driving away. But he said they tried to run him over. I feel like 15 years not long enough. In 15 years, Jordan Edward not going to come back. He would have been 30 years old. I feel like if he kills someone, found guilty, that person not coming back, get him the same penalty, life. Because that person is gone, never coming back. And a lot of people look at life as a video game from time to time. They feel like they can hit a reset button, start it back over. But no, once you're dead and gone, you gone. There's no coming back. Um, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look it up. Um, I always go back and read the comments, so I would definitely take a look at it and see. Um, but a lot of people they feel like he's a hero. I don't, because he never should have been there. Never should have had that weapon, and his mother never should have drove him there. And since she drove him there, knowing what he was going to do, so-called protect someone, even though they say he was cleaning a church wall or something, but you don't need a weapon to clean a church wall. So when you go out in public like that, if you're looking for trouble, you're going to find trouble. That's how it comes out. You go out looking for trouble, you're going to find it. May not be the trouble you want. But for a 17-year-old to take an assault rifle to go clean paint off of a wall, then for somebody to call and ask him to protect their business, a 17-year-old child. Okay, let's even back up before then. How about the fact let's bring up the fact that when the police officers seen him, they offer him water, saying, "We appreciate y'all for being here." That's one thing. Then, after he shot and killed 2 people and injured another one, the crowd is saying, "Hey, he just killed 2 people. He passed by them with their hands up, and he was able to go home and sleep in his own bed that night." It been a lot of incidents like that where somebody goes shoot up a church. Guess what? They get caught. They take them to Burger King, get them something to eat. Even in El Paso, when the guy went out and shot up that Walmart, he get caught. They give him some water to drink. Just the body cam of what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma earlier this year, where 2 officers was shot, and the guy stood over one of the officers and shot and killed the person. Shot and killed that officer. He get caught. He was able to go to jail, alive and well. But if that was a black man, nah, it wasn't going down like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to pull it up. He said Box didn't support what Cal did. He said Rittenhouse lied to everyone about his age. That's another thing. His mother knew his age. She knew exactly how old he was, but she took him there with the assault rifle. Like I said, you look for trouble, you're gonna find it. Gabriel, welcome to the show. I think Trump should be impeached as soon as possible. Hey, he should have been impeached a long time ago. That's why we got to vote him out come November the 3rd, 44 days away. We got to vote, get him out of office. Um, I hope he already done start packing his bags for come November the 4th. He could go on down to Florida. Now, he talked about how much of a threat it is to mail the ballots in, but him and his wife already mailed theirs in. I'm just saying, hey, T-Cal's awesome call, Gabriel. Martell Scott, welcome to the show. Enjoy the show. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I appreciate it. I need to come back over there and grab some of that good food you cooking over there. So I'm gonna have to come back over there to visit you pretty soon. But so that's what we dealt with tonight. Definitely check out the video I put up of Chris Wallace and Tom Cotton. No, I'm old fashioned. I'm going in person. I'm going in person to vote because I don't want no mistakes. I don't mind standing in line and making sure my voice is heard. So I will be going in person to vote. And not only that, after I vote, I'm gonna make sure I have my cooler full of water and get some snacks or something. Because if it's a line, make sure it's easy for people to stand there and support them, encourage them to stand in line. And if it's someone that need a ride to the polls, let me know. I can, depends on where you're located in the DFW area. I would definitely go and try to get you a ride to the poll. So definitely, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, let me know. That's what I'm doing after I vote. Sean, welcome to the show. Yeah. He said, I mean, he's president, so I don't have a problem with it. Don't have a problem with what? Him being president? I don't have a problem with the way he's running our country down to the ground. Which one? Explain that one for me. I'm just kind of curious on that. He is president, but let the truth be told, he had a little bit of help. Nah, had some help because they said Russia did some things for him. And they already talking about how Russia is trying to get involved with the election now. And that just came out last week. But it took him a while before he admit that. Not sure which title you see, because on my screen I see a different title. Oh, okay. You're talking about the Supreme Court. Okay. All right, that's cool. I'm like this. The same sentence that have went against other presidents trying to put people in before an election. Now they all for it. When President Obama tried to do it in 2016, it was 9 months before the election. And Senator Tom Cotton said, no, we need to wait until a new president come in. So it's 44 days before the election today. And they want to rush and put someone in. No. Let's wait. If Trump feel like he's going to win, hey. If he feel like he's going to win, he won't have no problem with waiting. But then again, I've said on past shows, When Trump get out of office, it's going to be a new headline because I feel like he's going to prison. Um, and if he had the right people as the Supreme Court, he's trying to set it up to make sure he don't go. Big Bubba waiting on him. He waiting for him to show up. Radio said, I've only been at the airport in Dallas, never got to see the city, unfortunately. Dallas is a beautiful city. Just depends on, you have to spend time here. It can't be one of those day trips. You'll need to spend several days here to kind of get the full force of it. Of course, not now, because a lot of things are still shut down, and they just now starting to open some things up. But I never been to Canada, been close to it, but never been there. And I've always said I wanted to go there. Took a trip to Seattle last year, and we forgot our passport. We was going to take a tour up there and didn't get a chance to do it. So next time we'll definitely make sure we have it. Make sure we able to come see the city, come over to Canada and hang out, see what it have to offer. But I think Canada is pretty, from what I can see, is pretty nice. I wouldn't mind coming during the winter time, but not for a long time. Come up there for like a day or two and then bring me back down south where it's still 90 degrees in November and December. So, but I would definitely love to come to Canada and visit Canada to see what it has to offer. Okay. It was my first time going to Seattle for a vacation. It was very interesting. And it's not like, at least while we was there, it wasn't like what most people say it's raining all the time. It was hot there. I was like, man, it was burning up. And I think we got rain like one day. And I was like, they talking about it rain all the time here. And I didn't see it. It's not like how it is in Florida. Florida, you can be outside in a storm. 5 minutes later, look like it haven't rained. So I like Seattle. Expensive. Because you have to pay for parking everywhere. It's best that you use Lyft. And it was nice. Seattle was nice. But hopefully I get back up there soon. And so definitely, radio, subscribe to the channel. I will follow you back. And click the notification. And so it's kind of like Houston. Some in this area are hot and humid. Yeah, that's kind of like Houston. Houston it's a completely different type of heat compared to Dallas and Houston, because Houston is down there on the Gulf. It's hot. Back in my trucking days, I used to deliver down there and had to unload my trucks, and it was hot. I try to be in and out by noon because I may have 5 or 6 stops, and trying to get the stuff off, I could get out of there because it was hot. A different type of heat being on the back of that trailer. So, but definitely, I'm gonna have to put that on my bucket list. We actually looking now, whenever they get this pandemic here, we're going to have to take a trip. So we've been trying to figure out which way we want to go. I know Vegas is not one of them. We normally go there, but Vegas been having I think it was a big fight in Vegas yesterday, down on the strip where shots was fired, 2 people was injured. Um, then I guess a week or two before then, it was a big fight at the Wynn, and the Wynn actually have filed a lawsuit against people. And then I just read yesterday at the Wynn, over 500 of their employees have COVID-19. So, yeah, Vegas is, I love Vegas, but no time soon. So, um, so I definitely would have to check out other things, figure out which way we're going, and go from there. Once we everything is clear, we'll go ahead and take a trip. So, but I appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight. Um, Thank you all for the comments. Uh, Radio, T-Cal, Jonathan, Gabriel, Martez Scott Sr. Trying to make sure I get everybody. I'm thinking that's all the ones I see on here. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You could join us on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. And on Thursday, we have Miss Risky on the show. So definitely tune in all those nights. You can always chat live with us in the chat room. And if you have a show topic you want us to speak on, you can send me an email at whoyouwithkurtdog@mail.com, whoyouwithkurtdog@mail.com, and we will speak on it. Other than that, definitely, if the good Lord say the same, I'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m., and I'm going to do some homework that Jonathan told me about, and I'll talk about those tomorrow. So definitely join us. 8 p.m. Set up the notification for when I come on. You can come in and we can have an open discussion. I'm okay with everybody's opinion as long as you're not putting out lies and racial issues. Other than that, just your opinion. We can have open dialogue and have a great time. So definitely like, share, tell a friend. See y'all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Until then, love each and every one of you. Peace.